Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Love Loss series with Linda K. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, I want to talk about reactions to grief. Imagine this: one person dies, and it feels like the whole world is empty. One person dies. I know the situations where there are more than one death, that people have had to bury more than one corpse. But for the majority of the time, or for the most part, it's one death. But to that person that's still here, one person dies, and it feels like your whole, like there's no one on the planet Earth. Life feels so empty. Nothing has meaning anymore. So I want us to talk about the reactions that we get when we're grieving. My intention is that when we talk about this, you will start to understand what you're feeling and knowing that you're not going crazy and that you're not alone. A lot of people are going through this. It will start to make you understand your grief process, your grief journey, and hopefully you can embrace it and journey with it as you move forward, as you find ways to move forward. So what are the reactions to grief? What should we expect? What reactions should we expect when we're grieving? The first reaction is a physical reaction. Remember that time when you just learn of the death, or you see your love that's lost, and you feel like your feet cannot hold your weight of your body anymore. You drop. You're not trying to collapse. You don't even know what's going on. Your legs just become so numb. That's a physical reaction. You're not able to hold the weight of your body. You drop. That's a physical reaction. Think about the times when you cannot stop crying. You're sobbing hysterically. That's a physical reaction. Think about the time where you're physically so tired, so unmotivated, so little energy, you cannot get up from your seat or from your bed, and you just lay there for days. That's a physical reaction to grief. That's expected. That's normal. I don't know the other. I don't know how you're going to feel it. But I want to explain to you that this is a physical reaction to grief, so that when that time comes, you understand what's going on with your body. Your body has a physical reaction to the grief that you're feeling for your love lost. The next reaction I want to talk about is cognitive reaction. The memory loss, the confusion, the difficulty in making decisions, the suicidal thoughts. And in my community, that's the one that people don't talk about. That's a cognitive reaction. You actually do feel suicidal. It crosses your mind for many, many people, but no one talks about it. So if you're watching this video, I want you to be encouraged that that is an expected cognitive reaction when you're grieving. Please find somebody to talk about it. Tell someone. It doesn't have to be professional help. Talk to a friend. Watch the Love Loss series with Linda K so that you understand what's going through your emotions. You understand what's going on. In a grief support like this, we're acknowledging that yes, something happened. Yes, it is life-changing. Yes, your life is impacted. And these reactions are expected. So please talk to someone. You'll find that you may not remember things. You'll walk into a room and you have no idea why you came into that room. But especially with the cognitive reaction, I want us to pay attention to the suicidal thoughts, because it's so common in my community and we don't talk about it enough. Don't let anyone judge you. And if you're a support person, please do not judge that person that's feeling suicidal. That is an expected reaction to grief. It's a cognitive reaction. And then there's the emotional reaction. My God, the loneliness, the sadness, the numbness. You're so numb, you don't feel a thing. the hopelessness. For some people, it could be calm. For some, it's the chaos. Sporadic, erratic thoughts, behaviors. That's the emotional reaction to grief. When you start to feel out of control. For some people, the emotional reaction can bring about anxiety because they're so afraid. They're so lonely. That's an emotional reaction to grief. That is expected. You're not going crazy. You're not alone. You're not losing it. But I want you to understand what's going on. You are grieving. You have loved and your love has lost. Your love is gone. Your life is not the same. Things are not the same. Your life is impacted by the absence of a person that you had a relationship with. That is huge. That is expected. But please find the right support. Speak to someone. And then there's the behavioral reaction. Avoidance of people. Avoidance of people or situation. Increase or decrease in activities. All of a sudden, you want to become so busy. You want to do this. You're doing things because you're trying to cover your grief. You're trying to make sense of what is going on, so you make yourself busy so you don't sit down and think about it. You increase your activities. That is a behavioral reaction to grief. Some people reduce the activity. They stop. They can't even go to work. They quit their jobs. They move out of province or city or home. They just move out of the home. That is a behavioral reaction to grief. So you're not going crazy. You're not overdoing it. This is expected. You're doing what you're reacting behaviorally to what has happened to you. That is what is fine. That's how you're being able to cope. That is one thing that you tell yourself, if I just do this, maybe I'll start to feel okay again. That is expected. Do not beat yourself up. Try it. I'm not going to talk you out of it. Because I don't know. Maybe actually you're going to feel better if you move. Maybe you're going to feel better if you join all these other activities that you didn't normally do. That is your behavioral reaction to grief. And then there's a spiritual reaction. Most people start seeking for more spiritual understandings, trying to understand death, where people go. They become more religious. They change religions. They seek spiritual help. In my community, they go see man of God. And, our forefathers, back in the day, in my country, where I come from, when people passed, their family went to soothsayers because they want to find someone to blame. They want to find out who caused the death of their loved one. They go to soothsayers. That is a spiritual reaction. They're finding new meaning. They're trying to blame it on something. They're trying to understand what's going on. That is a spiritual reaction. Nowadays, not so much they go to soothsayers, but they go to man of God. They go to people of God that will tell them what they want to hear, that will validate their feeling to blame somebody else for the love lost. That is a spiritual reaction. That is grieving. I want you to understand what you're going through so that when you start doing that, you know that this is a spiritual reaction to my grief. This is a journey. If you understand that it's a journey, then no one's going to fool you. You're going to know that I'm experiencing this because I've loved and lost. I'm going to find support, and I'm going to try to take one day at a time with my grief. I'm not going to rush myself. Blaming somebody, finding somebody to blame is not going to bring my person back. But at least you understand what you're going through. You understand why you're doing the things you're doing. That is why we have this channel. So thank you so much for watching. Those are the reactions that I wanted us to talk about in this video. And just to conclude this, the way I look at the grief journey and these reactions It's that, think about it. I don't know if you know a snail, escargot. A snail has a very hard shell and it walks really slowly, like really slow from one part of the farm to another. It has sensitive antennas. I think it's the eyes. Some people call it eyes, but it looks like antennas from its head. As it's going slowly and it senses something, so someone's trying to touch it, so someone's walking on the grass that's close to it, it goes back in its shell and it stays there. It has no idea what was going on. It was just trying to keep itself safe. So, and then it will continue and slowly it will journey. It doesn't, when you're looking at it, you don't even see it walking, but at the end of, a period of time, you see it's going to cross the room. That's how grief is. You don't know that you're moving forward, but slowly and surely you're going to move. These reactions are going to be those distractions. These reactions are going to be those things that as you're trying to move on, you feel it. It comes, and then you shell, and then you deal with it. And when it's safe again, you get up and you go. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. It's going to be okay. You are not alone. Something has happened. Your life has changed. It will start to get clearer. But here is your permission to grieve. Express what you're feeling. Find someone who's willing to talk and talk to them. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more content. Thank you very much. Bye.